Celtics played some of the worst basketball I've ever seen, but they still had a chance to beat the Orlando Magic in Game 3. They didn't, and I'll tell you why right now on the Locked On Celtics podcast.
Yup. Being down, be ever ready. Recognize the city of champs. Back to back, if I say it, it's stamped. Locked on number 19, the best one, the next one. Juice loose in your pool now for the next run. It's the C's, who else could it be? What they gon' say now? Screaming like JT, Karalis, recap the madness. Every game, every practice. Best daily pod, no cap like Brad Beckett. Clutch like Jrue to KP, tap in daily. Primetime Deppin' D White on the sideline. Raining Jace, how it started, raising banners, how we finished. Locked on Celtics pod, home of the winners.
Hey there, welcome back to the Locked On Celtics podcast, right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, where it is your team every day, and I got you covered every Monday through Friday. Bonus podcasts like this one, when they play on a weekend. It's the playoffs. I'm going to be here every game for you here at the Kia Center in Orlando after the Boston Celtics 2-point loss. Really had no business being a 2-point loss. But I'm here for you. I'm John Karalis. I'm a beat writer covering the Celtics for Boston Sports Journal. I have been covering the Celtics for about 20 years now, and I'm here. So I talked to Jayson and Jaylen and Kristaps and Joe Mazzulla after the game. You can only get this if you subscribe, watch the show on YouTube, get into the comment section, let me know what you think. All right, so the Celtics, 2-point loss here. Like I said, no business being a 2-point loss. The way the Celtics played, it is shocking to me that they even had this thing tied with 2.5 minutes to go, that they had opportunity after opportunity to get stops, which they couldn't, and figure out a way to win this game. There's so many places to start here, but I just, the first and foremost is this was just a horrible slog of a basketball game. And I just don't know why the NBA is okay with this product. It's so different than the regular season that I can kind of understand why the ratings are some sort of issue here, why people don't want to watch certain things a certain way. What we saw out there, what we've seen in this series, is nowhere near anything we've seen for the Celtics in the regular season, and the types of things that are allowed, not allowed. It's nuts. It's a different brand of basketball, which is fine. You got to win ugly games. And the Orlando Magic make this game as ugly as possible. It's brutal. The fouls are blatant, and the refs just don't call all of them. And the Celtics let it bother them. They just, there are times where there was one play where Jaylen had a turnover and he was two-hand shoved, and I don't know. If you're allowing two-hand shoves, you're allowing two-hand shoves, I guess. Which is, again, fine. It's not, I'm not blaming the referees for this loss. I'm not. I'm just saying that it's such a different brand of basketball. This game went 3 hours almost. I think I have the official time here actually on this box score. 2 hours and 46 minutes. 2 hours and 46 minutes. The NBA sits there and says, we want this game to be 2 hours. That's the max. They want 2-hour basketball games. Even with ESPN broadcasting the game, you go a little bit longer. 2 hours and 46 minutes for playoff basketball. That is, we have to admit that is a problem, right? That is a problem. This was ugly. And part of the ugliness was the Celtics' third quarter, which was the worst quarter of basketball I've ever seen. The Celtics could not hit anything. They were 3 of 13, 3 of 17 in the third quarter. The numbers are just ridiculous. Tatum was 1 of 5 with 3 turnovers, 6 points. Derek White, 1 of 5 with no turnovers, 1 of 5 for him. Al Horford missed the show, 0 of 1. Kristaps Porzingis 0 of 3. Jaylen Brown 0 of 2. Hey, Peyton Pritchard was 1 of 1. That's good. But the Celtics shot 1 of 8 from 3. 3 of 17 overall. They turned the ball over 6 times for 7 Orlando points. The Magic only put up 24 points. That's fine. 24 points in the quarter, that's fine. 9 of 22, 2 of 10 from 3. The defense actually did its job for the most part, considering that you gave up 7 of those points off of turnovers. That's actually not bad. But that offense, the Celtics offense, Jayson Tatum said, yeah, we got stagnant. Stagnant. That's the entire series has been stagnant for Boston. The big difference in this game is they didn't have Jrue Holiday. Holiday, I keep saying, adult in the room. He recognizes what the Celtics need and he gives it to them. He gives them these little boosts. He's able to force the turnovers that the Celtics weren't able to force otherwise in this game. Turnovers were a massive problem. You know, you try to figure out one reason why the Celtics lost this game. Start with the turnovers. Celtics 21 turnovers for 26 points, forced 14 turnovers for 8 points. That right there, to have an 18-point difference in points off turnovers in a game you lose by 2, start there. And so protect the ball a little bit better, but also having Jrue Holiday would have been a nice change of pace for the Celtics, who needed to force turnovers and needed to play up tempo. I say it all the time, and somebody in the comments mentioned it. The Celtics are playing at Orlando's pace. The Celtics are playing at Orlando's speed. The one stat that I found that proves it. Don't look at the possessions. Don't look at how many possessions each team takes. It's not about the possessions. The Celtics are averaging 35 fewer passes, just passes, one person to another. Not even assists, not a potential assist, just a straight up pass. I'm passing you the ball. 35 fewer passes per game going into this game. Orlando was averaging 2 fewer passes. So basically right where they normally are. Over 2 games, that's even. Orlando's still playing their game. This is Orlando Magic basketball. It's gross. It's not something that you want to show anybody unless they're, they've ingested some sort of poison and you want to get them to expel that poison. You show them Orlando Magic basketball. That'll work. The Magic want this style of play. They want to, quote unquote, muck it up. They want to get it gross and ugly. And the Celtics are playing right into their hands. They've managed over the first 2 games to get better performances from the other guys. This is the last point on my list, but because it's a bonus podcast, I'm powering through. No ad breaks, no nothing. We're just bonus podcast, stream of consciousness. The other guys, this is where the Celtics have won other games in this series, the 2 other games in this series. But just going down the box score, Al Horford 6 points, Kristaps Porzingis 7 points, Peyton Pritchard 3 points, Luke Cornett 6, Sam Hauser 0. Well, combining for what's that? 10, 12, 22 points. 22 points combined for Horford, Porzingis, Pritchard, Sam Hauser, Cornett. That one of those guys should be scoring 22 points. Never mind all of them combined. That's where you lose the game, where the Orlando bench, you get 9 points from Anthony Black, 4 from Cole Anthony. So you got 13, 16, 18 points from their bench alone. You've almost matched everyone outside of Tatum, Brown, and Derek White. Jaylen Brown had 19, Derek White had 16. All of the Orlando Magic bench, plus minus, Cole Anthony, plus 15, Anthony Black, plus 16, Jonathan Isaac, plus 10. Can't have that. You cannot have this disparity. All these other guys were shut down. Kristaps Porzingis, worst I've seen him play in a very long time. I haven't seen him play this bad since Marcus Smart was guarding him as a member of the Dallas Mavericks and really, really frustrating him. He's not playing well. He's not shooting well. He said after the game his shot feels janky. He joked about, someone asked him about, do you have any lingering effects from the elbow to the head? He said, the way I played tonight, it looks like it. And that's the joke. That's the line. That's the perfect line. And, he can at least laugh at it, but he has to find a way to be effective. The shots that he's taking are shots that he needs to make. And he'll tell you that. I'm not asking him to do anything that he hasn't done all season long. Porzingis, on a night where there's no Holiday, especially on a night where you're getting, like, in a series where you're getting all of these matchups. I know I talk about the physicality, and yeah, you got that little guy who's kind of like right underneath you, but you can't let him bother you. And Porzingis is just letting these Orlando defenders bother him over and over and over again. He's getting frustrated. He's showing that frustration on the floor. Celtics needed something from Porzingis. They had this game with 2.5 minutes to go, tied. And when I say it was borderline offensive to everything I stand for as a lover of basketball, that they even had a shot, it's that gross. If Porzingis had done anything close to normal, and it's not just him, Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser. Can we get something out of Sam Hauser? We got a little bit out of Luke Cornett. Luke Cornett was actually not bad. Can we get something like Al Horford, 6 points, 2 of 5. Like, he shot well, 2 of 5, 2 of 3 from 3. That he shot well enough from 3. Like, get him some more shots if he's the one that's hitting. Celtics 9 of 27 from 3. Their lowest output, 27 3-point attempts for the Celtics. 27 3-point attempts for the Celtics. That, no wonder you didn't win. But it comes down to, like, I'm not going to go too crazy about, like, I think they actually had the right call when it comes to the 8-second call. They did get it over half court. It got knocked back into the back court. It was close. I get it. The 0.3 on the clock at the end where they had a chance. Maybe it would have been 0.5. Maybe it would have been 0.6. It was close, but even that was, maybe you run a little bit of a different play so you can get a pure catch and shoot, but still that's not a lot of time. The Celtics down the stretch didn't shut down. They couldn't stop Franz Wagner from getting where he wanted to go. Like, come on. I mean, Franz Wagner's a good player, but that's it. That's all they had is Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero. Force somebody else to beat you. So the Celtics still had their chances. They had opportunities. They missed shots. They missed a lot of shots. And Orlando continues to dictate the pace. Jayson Tatum was back. He was doubtful to start the game, to start the day. Got upgraded to questionable. I saw him in warmups. He looked great. He looked normal, totally fine. He came through this game totally fine. I see no reason for him not to play. He said it's a pain management thing. Jaylen Brown was listed as questionable, surprisingly, after he was added to the report before the game after shoot around in the morning. So the knee is back to being some sort of question. That was something that bothered him, and he played through it. Seemed okay, but there was a spot, like he had a dunk early in the game. When he landed, he seemed to be a little bit ginger on that. I think for Jaylen and Jayson, two things. Number one, they combined for 13 turnovers. You got to protect the ball. And I think Jaylen especially got too frustrated at the refs. And it was kind of like the theme of his post game was, if you're going to call it on one end, call it on the other. This is not basketball. It's basically a fight. And I agree with it to a degree. I've said this. I said this after the last game. I'll say it after this one. I'll probably say it after the next one. I'm totally fine with physical basketball. Allowing physical basketball, that's fine. But this isn't physical basketball. This is how many fouls can we get away with? And that, I think there's a difference. And I think, like, the difference is playing, getting your body into someone, being able to push, being able to fight for your position. But the blatant grabbing and pulling and pushing and throwing and all of that stuff, and just hoping that the refs just go, that one was okay. I'm I don't think that's physical basketball. It's annoying basketball. And like I said, it's leading to just these insanely long games that end up being very difficult to watch. But hey, it is what it is. The Celtics need to play at their own pace. They need to defend. They need to get stops, offensive rebounds, even though, again, they didn't give up a ton of second chance points. They lost it 16-10, but the Magic were 6 of 16 on second chance attempts. The fact that they gave up 15 offensive rebounds, those are possessions that you can get out and run. That's all it is. You need 15 possessions. These 15 offensive rebounds, cut those in half so you can get out and you can run. You need turnovers. So they had 14. You need to force like 17, 18, 19. You need to cut your own turnovers down. These are very simple little things. The Celtics played sloppy, and it cost them. I look at this game for Orlando. With everything that they did, they should have lost this game. They put up 83 field goal attempts. This number blows my mind because you got 15 offensive rebounds, you forced 21 turnovers, and you still only got 83 field goal attempts. I know you got to the line 26 times, so that does kind of take some of that away, but that you should have 100 field goal attempts when you forced 21 turnovers and get 15 offensive rebounds. But Orlando is just so slow and gross when they play that this is it. I don't come out of this game feeling negative about the Celtics other than you got to find a way to play your own game. You got to find a way to impose your will. You got to get out there and run your offense. Stop just isolating. Stop just looking for the mismatches. Stop just pigeon hunting. Go out there and run some offense. Force them to help. Force them to make defensive decisions. You don't have to run up and down the floor all the time. Yes, run off of a turnover. Yes, run off of a miss if you can. But more so, just start your offense earlier in the shot clock. Move the ball. Cut. Somebody do something. Somebody do something instead of just letting them stand there and set their defense. Even if Jayson gets the matchup that he's looking for, you still should be doing something off ball. You should still be occupying the defense. You should still be finding a way to get them to move and create something, open something up, create something for yourselves. Don't just stand there and watch Tatum and Brown try to do something, because the 13 turnovers, aside from them not handling the physicality better, is them trying to do too much. And that's the formula for beating the Celtics. Tatum and Brown trying to do too much on their own. You have to move the ball. You have to run Celtics offense, and you're not. That's my negative part of it. Do I think this is going to hurt them in the series? No, I picked Celtics in 5. I knew they were going to lose one of these games, and this is the one. Game 3 is the one that makes sense. It's not how I thought it would go, but losing this game makes sense. They'll come back. They'll probably win game 4. They've got to play a game 5 now, which you don't want. Okay, fine. You play a game 5. It's going to be at home. It's going to be a later game, 8:30 on Tuesday, which personally not a fan of. But you go, you do it, you finish the series off and be done with it. But the way you do that, the way you come back and win game 4 and win this series in 5 is to look a little bit more like the Celtics. Just a little bit, just a tiny bit more than. Stop trying to beat Orlando at their own game. I know you have to play some of it, but stop trying to get in there and just brawl with the Magic. It's not going to work. That's it for the bonus podcast here after game 3. Celtics lose it. It's gross. It's ugly. I'm sure some of you, it's the NFL draft weekend. There's going to be a bunch of you that don't even care. And I don't blame you. But to those of you who did listen and watch and comment and all of that stuff, thank you so much. I appreciate you more than you know. I really do love the fact you everydayers are with me all the time, Monday through Friday, in a bonus podcast like this. on a Friday night. So 6 podcasts this week. But if you're a new listener, I love you too. Thank you for hopping on and joining me. Hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed it enough to share the podcast and tell everybody they should be listening to and watching the Locked On Celtics podcast here in the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day.